Hey guys, it's Mrs. Beals. I'm here to go over some material for Kumak's fish with you all. We missed Friday and Monday, so we're gonna be a little bit short on time. You don't feel like you have to memorize any of this or watch this video over and over. I just wanted to give you a little more time with the material. So let's talk about Kumak's fish. The first thing that we usually do is we talk about our big question, our big idea that kind of goes with the stories that we read throughout the week. So the question is, how can we achieve our goals? Okay, so let's watch that video. I believe I have it pulled up. Oh, I thought I was logged in. Sorry, guys. And here we go. Thank you for being patient. Kumak's fish. Here we go. What can we do to achieve our goals?
How can we achieve goals? Achieving a goal means working on something until it is complete. For example, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a doctor.
Then becoming a doctor is your goal. And that's a pretty big goal. Some goals are smaller. Brainstorm or think about what this team's goal might be. The team's goal is to win the game. Now, how will they achieve that goal?
By working together.
Good. By working together and following what they learned in practice, the team could accomplish their goal, winning the game. This week, you'll read and listen to stories about goals. How do you achieve your goals?
And we will talk about that this week. We do a lot of goal setting here at Plano. In our story, Kumak's fish, we'll notice especially how he achieved a very specific goal. All right, so let me go over the vocabulary really quick. Usually we do motions, but I'll just describe the motion to you guys because we've got to rock and roll this week. Our first vocabulary word is gear. The definition is equipment needed for an activity. Example, can you fit my tennis racket, ball, and other gear in your duffel bag? Our motion for gear will be pretending to put on maybe like your baseball helmet and your glove and picking up your bat. So that'll be the motion that we act out when we say gear. Parka. A parka is a warm jacket with a hood. This parka should keep you warm when you go snowshoeing. It's a giant coat or jacket. They usually wear it in very cold places. So pretend you're putting on a big heavy coat. That'll be our motion. Splendid. It means impressive in size or amount. It can also mean wonderful or amazing. Here's a sentence. Art critics praised the enormous outdoor sculpture, saying it was splendid. Let's do firework motions with our hands because fireworks can sometimes be described as splendid. Twitch, it means to move with a slight jerk. When you fish, gently twitch the line to get the fish to notice the lure. Okay, so show yourself slightly twitching. I'll twitch this iPad. Very slight jerk. I'm kind of fuzzy. Sorry about that. So know that you can just slightly twitch your body for this motion. A willow is a tree with long, flexible branches. So the willow tree along the bank of the river provided plenty of shade. You're going to hang your hands and let them sway side to side like the branches of a willow tree. Yanked. Yanked is a lot like twitched, except it's more violent. For example, here's the definition: pulled or jerked suddenly. The hairdresser yanked her snarled hair with a comb. So yank, you're gonna jerk your body again, but this time just do it more extremely, a little bit harder than you do for twitch. All right, this story is called "This is a Park Your Community Built." We'll read this in class. I believe we're ready to read Kumak's fish now. Yep, we're gonna read the story. While you're listening to the story, if you hear one of your vocabulary words, feel free to do the motion that we just described. All right, we're gonna listen.
Kumak's fish. Author and illustrator, Michael Banya. Genre. A tall tale is a story that uses exaggeration. What is exaggerated in this story? Question of the week. How can we achieve goals?
On a beautiful Arctic morning, Kumak looked out the window of his house. Through the willows he could see the sun rising over the frozen river. "Ah, spring," said Kumak to his family. "The days are long, the nights are short, and the ice is still hard. Good day for fish." "Good day for fish," said Kumak's wife, pulling on her warm parka.
Put on a big coat.
"Good day for fish," said his wife's mother, pulling on her warm mukluks. "Good day for fish," said his sons and daughters, pulling on their warm beaver hats and fur-lined gloves. Kumak packed his fishing gear on his sled. He packed his wife on the sled. He packed his wife's mother on the sled. He packed his sons and daughters on the sled. And then, in the safest place of all, Kumak packed his Uncle Aglu's amazing hooking stick. Everyone in the village knew of Uncle Aglu's amazing hooking stick. Uncle Aglu had carved it many years ago out of a piece of fine willow, and each spring he caught more fish than anyone in the village. But this spring, Uncle Aglu's legs were stiff. He told Kumak to use the amazing hooking stick. This was Kumak's lucky day. When they reached the great frozen lake past the mouth of the river, Kumak's family dug their fishing holes and sat down to wait. Kumak and his family sat for a long time. They were quiet. They were patient. They scooped away the ice growing around their fishing holes. Just as the sun was starting to turn down for the day, Kumak's oldest son caught a fish. Then Kumak's two daughters each caught a fish. Soon his wife and his wife's mother each caught a fish. "Good day for fish," they said. Kumak was quiet. He was patient. He scooped away the ice growing around his fishing hole. Suddenly, Uncle Aglu's amazing hooking stick began to twitch. It twitched this way. It twitched that way. It went around and around. It gave one more twitch, then yanked Kumak toward the fishing hole. "What a big fish," said Kumak's wife. "Biggest I can remember," said his wife's mother. "The biggest fish ever," said his sons and daughters. They danced with joy, thinking about the happy faces of the villagers when they brought the fish home. Just then, Kumak began to twitch. He twitched this way. He twitched that way. He went around and around. Kumak gave one more twitch and slid headfirst toward the fishing hole and the icy water below. "Wife, help me pull this fish." Kumak's wife grabbed him around the waist, and together they took 2 steps back. "That fish must be as big as a seal," yelled Kumak happily. "Anna, help me pull this fish." His wife's mother ran to help. She took hold of Kumak's wife, and together they took 3 steps back. "That fish must be as big as a walrus," yelled Kumak happily. "Children, help me pull this fish." His sons and daughters ran to help. They lined up, one behind the other, and never let go. Together they took 6 more steps, but the stick pulled them all the way back to the edge of the hole. "That fish must be as big as a whale," yelled Kumak happily. Villagers on their way home heard Kumak's shouts and ran to help. They lined up behind Kumak's family, and holding on tight to the person in front of them, they pulled and pulled. But no matter how many steps they took away from the hole, they always ended up back where they started. Soon, the whole village heard about Kumak's fish and came to help. In one long line stretching across the frozen lake, they pulled and pulled and pulled.